what do you view as the number one concern?
I mean, Larry, look at me. What do you think I'm going to say? It's the offensive line, Larry. The issue is the offensive line.
Okay.
They can't pass protect. And what they're asking Brock Purdy to do when you
Who's the issue, though? Who's the issue of the five guys?
Okay, let's just start interior. Let's start with Brendel. Brendel, I can count on one hand the good pass pro sets that he's given so far this season. Harrison Phillips threw him to the ground, straight onto his ass with one arm. I mean, I think Harrison Phillips is a wonderful player, don't get me wrong, but there's no anchor. And we talked about this in the preseason, Larry. He wasn't snapping the ball well. He was rolling the ball to Brock in practices out of shotgun. And so you go, well, why the hell is that happening? You talk to a couple of people and they go, well, it's because he doesn't trust himself to get into position to anchor in pass pro. So he's rushing through the snap. He's coming out of his stance too soon. Well, why is he doing that? Because, again, he doesn't trust his legs. Now, I'll give Brendel this. He's done a nice job of getting the ball to Brock. He hasn't rolled a snap yet. He has prioritized the snap. And we're seeing the flip side of what that is. There's a reason that he was afraid because he is getting owned again and again and again. Feliciano's injured. I don't know what the deal is with that, but
I like Nugent. I like Zakel.
They're going to play Zakel.
I'll be honest. I know Brendel's smart, and I know a lot of people like Brendel. I know he was a Pro Bowl alternate a couple years ago. I don't see it, man. I don't see it.
He is still a very good run blocker. He does deserve credit for that. And that is ultimately the Niners' priority when it comes to that position. It always has been, right? They have not center right for more than 3 or 4 games at a time since Kyle Shanahan's been here. They have never had it all together. There were maybe a couple games with Weston Richburg where you go, oh, wow, I really see it. And then even Ben Garland had a couple of games where you're like, oh, yeah, I really see it. Alex Mack certainly did. But ultimately, injuries or just, inherent father time got all of them. And it has been really, really rough to watch Brendel. And not only is he getting blown up in pass pro again and again and again, with, by the way, a 6'1" quarterback, now you have guys just lining up on the nose. They're running bear fronts against this dude so that they can just come right up the middle. It's untenable. And I'm not saying that Zakelj is going to be any better in pass pro, and I'm certainly not saying that the Nuge, who has anchoring issues himself, is going to be any better. But at a certain point, you kind of know what's what. And it's a veteran player, and it's getting worse as opposed to better. So he gets another game, and if he can't stop Hecht, if he can't stop it's not like Aaron Donald's lining up on his nose. You got substandard guys comparatively to what the Rams used to have. And I like a couple of their defensive linemen, don't get me wrong, but you're Fisk. You're not dealing with the greatest of all time, perhaps.
Watch this. This is Brendel against Kinlaw.
Yeah, he got stood up. Yeah. Jake Brendel has been on his ass more than Brandon Pajemski.
What's the opposite of anchor?
Right.
My
you
goodness.
got that going on. Can I mention some other things? You see Banks on that play just blocking his right guard's ass. That's a fun little note. What are you doing there? So then, offensive line play is very hard. Inherently, you have to.
Here we go. Here's another one. I'm going to show you.
Everyone's got this one.
Out where he slides through.
This is my man, John Chapman, who does a nice job here. Listen to Chapman for just a second. We'll give Chapman some love here. 49er rush. Here he is breaking down Brendel.
George Kittle's trying to do a leak route where he slides through. Jake Brendel stops him from doing it. Brendel touches nobody but 2 49ers players. They'll just turn around watching, man. Jake Brendel is awful.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll block you. I don't want Kittle to go out on a route. Literally touched no player. Right here, hit this A or B gap. What are we doing here? Boom. Trent got it. Stay on it. Banks, terrible. Brendel's just the weakest dude I've ever seen play in the NFL at the line position. He just gets tossed, man.
Again with the
he gets too gapped. All you got to do is just stay between him and the ball carrier. Just tosses him aside.
By the way, if anyone was wondering who John Feliciano was talking about when he decided to just go thermonuclear on Twitter, I think we have our answer now. But No one's arguing that Brendel had a good game. It's been a bad game. It's been back-to-back bad games. He's not the only issue on the line. Pooney was awful.
He was the lowest graded guy this week, Pooney.
And there's going to
be,
he's a rookie.
Yeah.
Like you give him
and there's
going to
be bumps in the road, man.
And I thought Banks was bad. Trent had like a glove on today. I don't know if there's something up with his hand. He wouldn't talk to me about it. But he had on some like Michael Jackson glove thing going on.
So you're saying the O-line, but you're going O-line.
Yeah, it's the O-line.
I'm going to go defensive tackle.
It ain't good.
Dieter, we have like 4 cars because we got a bunch of teenage drivers and stuff. And I drive my Tahoe, old Chevy Tahoe, which I bought for my wife when my kids were born.
Yeah.
And it just keeps running. I love it. Anyway, I drive the Tahoe quite a bit.
I saw it. It's got that duct tape.
Parked. What's that?
It's got the duct tape on the rear view window or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, we've duct taped quite a bit of.
Hey, listen, I got an 07 Honda. I don't think there's a piece of rubber that hasn't degraded on it yet.
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised what my wife can hit going in and out of out of the garage. She's taken, if you could see you think the car looks bad, wait until you see the house.
Yeah.
The house is the garage has been taken down by the Tahoe. But I could park my Tahoe between Sam Darnold and Malik Collins and Javon Hargrave.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have parked it there, literally right there. And I don't think Hargrave or Collins would have ever dented the front of that car. They never would have gotten there. I could have parked it literally, I could have parked it vertically from in front of Sam Darnold, and they seriously never would have run into it.
Can you use
those
that car
guys
as the
should
offensive
have
line?
dominated, and they didn't dominate. And not only did they not dominate, I thought they got dominated. I didn't see. I'm so disappointed in what I've seen out of Javon Hargrave. I
thought
can't
he was
even.
fine in game 1. I really did.
In game 1, I thought he was fine too. He looked like I thought he was going to have a whole redone year, a whole new and improved Javon Hargrave.
He had no
this
explosion
game
against the
was
Vikings.
nothing.
He was embarrassed.
Brendel and Ingram and Bradbury, they should have owned those guys.
Yep.
And they didn't. I don't have the box in front of me, but let me take a look. I don't think either of those guys did anything.
I'll pull it up.
Did those guys do anything at all? I didn't see
tackles.
I didn't see a sack. I didn't see a pressure. I didn't see a hit on the quarterback. I didn't. Those guys. I didn't see.
Collins had 4 tackles, nothing on the quarterback, and oh boy, Hargrave 2 assisted tackles and nothing on the quarterback. That's no bueno. That ain't good.
So to me, it's the defensive tackles because I expected them in this game to dominate, and they should have dominated, and they didn't.